Your paycheck is a trap designed to keep you poor? Let's be honest. You work hard. You show up, you do your job, you get paid. But something feels off. Your paycheck arrives, and somehow it's already gone. You're making more money than ever before, yet you're broke. You're paying taxes you never see taken out. You're watching inflation eat your savings alive. And the worst part? Everyone told you this was the path to wealth. Get a good job. Build your career. Let the paychecks stack up. But what if the system is designed so that paychecks alone can never make you rich? What if the very thing you've been told to rely on is the mechanism keeping you trapped in financial slavery? Today, we're exposing why your paycheck is actually making you broke, and more importantly, how to escape it. You've probably heard that wages have gone up. Your boss might even brag about giving you a raise. But here's the trap. While your paycheck grew, your purchasing power didn't. In 1985, the average worker could buy a house in 5 years of work. Today, try 25 years. Your salary might have doubled, but the cost of housing has tripled. Inflation is stealing your money in real time. The Federal Reserve reports that real wages have been essentially flat since the 1970s when you adjust for the actual cost of living. You're earning more dollars, but each dollar is worth less. A 2% raise sounds good until you realize inflation is also 2%. You just stayed in place. Meanwhile, housing costs have skyrocketed 400% above wage growth. Healthcare premiums are up 300%. Education costs have multiplied by 5. Your paycheck isn't keeping pace. It's losing the race. The system counts on you noticing only the number on your check, not what that number can actually buy. That's how they keep you on the treadmill, always feeling like you're making progress while actually falling further behind every single year. You get a promotion. Finally, you're making $30,000 more a year. For exactly 1 month, you feel wealthy. Then something happens. You upgrade your apartment because you deserve it. You start going to nicer restaurants. Your car gets older, so naturally you get a newer one. Your coffee shop habit becomes premium coffee every day. Your streaming subscriptions multiply. You join the gym, buy the designer clothes, take the weekend trips. And suddenly, you're living paycheck to paycheck again, but at a higher income level. This is lifestyle inflation, and it's the primary reason wealthy people exist at every income level, while broke people exist at every income level too. A study by the American Psychological Association found that 73% of people increase their spending proportionally to their income increases. It's not greed, it's psychology. When you earn more, your brain recalibrates what feels normal. Your neighbors have nicer cars, so yours feels inadequate. Your coworkers wear better clothes, so yours feel cheap. You're playing an endless game of catch-up with people who likely have the same problem you do. The cruel joke: lifestyle inflation is invisible. You don't see yourself as someone who spends all their money. You're just living a normal life. But normal is the trap. Normal people stay broke. Wealthy people break the pattern by refusing to increase their spending when their income rises. Here's the mathematical reality nobody wants to admit. You only have 24 hours in a day. Even if you work 16 hours, sleep 8 hours, and spend zero time eating or maintaining your existence, you can only earn so much money. Your maximum hourly rate puts a hard ceiling on your income. If you're making $100 per hour, that's $800 for an 8-hour day. Even if you work overtime, you're capped. You literally cannot scale beyond the hours you have available. But here's the thing. Rich people figured this out centuries ago. That's why they stopped trading time for money. Instead, they build systems that earn money while they sleep. A rental property generates income whether you're working or not. An online course sells copies while you're away. Dividend stocks pay you just for owning them. A business can scale infinitely without scaling your personal hours. The wealthiest people in the world don't have the most impressive hourly rates. They have passive income streams. Yet society convinces you that trading time is noble. Work harder, climb the ladder, get promoted, but you're just climbing faster on a treadmill that goes nowhere. Meanwhile, someone with a fraction of your education built an asset that generates more income than your entire career ever will. The math is brutal. You can earn $1 million trading time if you live to 100 and work 16 hours a day. Or you can build one asset that generates $1 million annually, then build another. Which path sounds like wealth to you? Your paycheck arrives and looks decent until you see the line items. Federal tax, state tax, local tax, Social Security, Medicare, health insurance premiums, dental, vision, maybe a retirement contribution. The deductions are staggering. In some cases, nearly 50% of your gross income vanishes before you ever see it. But here's what most people miss. You're paying taxes on money you never even touch. It's psychologically brilliant from the government's perspective. If you received your full paycheck and then had to write a check for taxes, you'd be horrified. You'd feel the pain. But when it's taken out before you see it, you adapt. You budget around the smaller number. You never experience the loss. It's called the tax illusion, and it works perfectly. The average American loses $490,000 to taxes over their lifetime. $490,000. That's money that could have been invested, compounded, grown into millions. Instead, it vanished into the system. Then there's the self-employment angle. When you work for yourself, you pay both the employer and employee portion of Social Security tax. It's a 16% hit that most employees never see because their employer pays half. But that money was always theirs. They just took it from your potential raise. The deductions aren't a bug in the system. They're a feature. They're designed to make you feel like you're making more than you are. So you stay complacent, spend your actual take-home pay on lifestyle inflation, and never build wealth. Look at any billionaire's journey, and you'll see a pattern. They stopped caring about their salary almost immediately. Jeff Bezos's Amazon paycheck was famously tiny. His wealth came from owning the company. Mark Zuckerberg took $1 a year as salary once Facebook grew. Elon Musk doesn't draw a salary from Tesla. They understood something crucial. Paychecks are for employees. Ownership is for wealth builders. But here's where most people get stuck. They think you need to already be rich to build assets. False. You need to redirect even a small portion of your paycheck into things that generate income. Someone making $50,000 a year can buy a rental property with a partner. Someone making $40,000 can start a service business on nights and weekends. Someone making $30,000 can create digital products, buy dividend stocks, build a YouTube channel. The barrier isn't money. It's mindset. Most people think of their paycheck as income and spending money. Wealthy people think of their paycheck as capital, raw material to be deployed. Every dollar earned is a potential investment, not a lifestyle expense. The shift isn't complicated, but it's profound. When you view your paycheck as employee income only, you stay an employee. When you view it as raw capital, you become a business owner. One path keeps you broke forever. The other path leads to freedom. And both paths are available to you right now, with the exact same paycheck you already have. The only difference is how you deploy it. Strategy 1. Redirect a percentage before you spend. The moment your paycheck lands, move 20% into a separate account labeled assets. Don't touch it. Don't see it as spending money. See it as capital waiting to work for you. This isn't about deprivation. You still spend 80%, but that 20% compounds. Over 30 years, someone making $50,000 a year who redirects 20% will have invested $300,000. At a modest 7% annual return, that becomes nearly $1.2 million. The person who didn't redirect spent their entire paycheck and has nothing. The only difference is discipline on day one. Strategy 2. Build a skill that scales. Your job pays you for your time. A skill pays you infinitely. Learn digital marketing, writing, coding, design, sales, video editing, anything valuable. Then sell it. Create a service business, online course, freelance portfolio, YouTube channel, podcast, digital product. Your time creates it once. It sells forever. This scales beyond your hourly rate immediately. Most people spend their free time consuming content. Builders spend it creating content that generates income. Strategy 3. Invest in real assets. Stocks, real estate, businesses, bonds. These generate income automatically. Every single dollar you invest is a tiny employee working for you permanently. $10,000 in dividend stocks might generate $300 annually with zero effort. That's $300 you didn't have to trade time to earn. Scale this across dozens of investments, and your passive income eventually exceeds your paycheck. Then you're finally free. Your paycheck is a trap because the system was built this way. Governments benefit from steady tax income. Employers benefit from a desperate workforce competing for jobs. Creditors benefit from you staying broke enough to need them. The entire structure depends on you never asking the right questions. But you're asking them now. You're seeing the design. And that changes everything. The good news, you don't need permission to break free. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to risk everything. You need to view your paycheck differently. It's not your income. It's your capital. It's your raw material. Start with 1% redirected to investments. Build one skill that scales. Create one asset that generates passive income. These small actions, compounded over years, become your escape route. Real wealth isn't built on paychecks. It's built on assets, on ownership, on scaling beyond your hours. The paycheck is the trap, but trapped people sometimes become free people. And that freedom starts with understanding the trap exists. Your paycheck is a trap because the system was built this way. Governments benefit from steady tax income. Employers benefit from a desperate workforce competing for jobs. Creditors benefit from you staying broke enough to need them. The entire structure depends on you never asking the right questions. But you're asking them now. You're seeing the design. And that changes everything. The good news, you don't need permission to break free. Start with 1% redirected to investments. Build one skill that scales. Create one asset that generates passive income. These small actions, compounded over years, become your escape route. If you want more videos like this, subscribe and follow Wealth Logic. See you in the next one.